Welcome to Be Fabbo Podcast. Thanks for tuning in today. In the ever-changing landscape of entrepreneurship, continuous learning and growth are not merely desirable, but essential for success, regardless of how you define it. As entrepreneurs, especially creative entrepreneurs, we find ourselves navigating a dynamic and competitive world where staying ahead requires constant adaptation and improvement. As Henry Ford once said, anyone who stops learning is old, whether it be 20 or 80. That's our topic today, friends, for episode 83 of the Be Fabbo Podcast, how to create a learning plan for entrepreneurial growth and learning. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome to my little corner of the podcast world. I'm Bobby Brinkman, your host and guide on this transformational journey of business and personal growth. Known as a confidence and motivational instigator, I'm also a speaker, transformational leader, and a mindset coach. But more importantly, I'm here to empower you to transform your business and life with actionable strategies, inspiring stories, valuable resources, and connections. The Be Fabbo Podcast is a space where creatives tune in to fuel their growth, ignite their energy, tap into the power of their purpose and passion to build thriving businesses and lives while becoming the best version of themselves. Together, we'll dive into the mindset and motivation you need to achieve success on your own terms. Because, my friends, if you're doing what you love, it should bring you profit, purpose, and joy. We'll also shed light on the essential topics like imposter syndrome, self-care, setting boundaries, and overcoming that negative self-talk. I'm here to cheer you on and remind you to be your biggest fan, to be your own hero, helping you overcome any obstacles in your entrepreneurial journey. Through engaging solo episodes and insightful conversations with inspiring guests who will bring their own stories, experiences, and expertise to the conversation. Together, we're going to cultivate a Fabbo community of heart-centered, confident entrepreneurs and leaders that are ready to continue to make meaningful impact. So once again, I'm Bobby Brinkman, your host, here to support you every step of the way. With a steadfast commitment to empowerment, mindset, motivation, and momentum, we're going to pave the way for thriving businesses and lives that we genuinely deserve. Time to motivate, educate, and celebrate who you are and where you are here on the Be Fabbo Podcast. So friends, grab your earbuds, hit that play button, and get ready to embrace what makes you Fabbo and take action to build the business and life that you want and deserve. So grateful and appreciative of sharing space with me throughout this podcast. Now let's get back to the show. All right, friends, welcome back to the show. The journey of entrepreneurship is an evolving process, and embracing continuous learning is the key to unlocking our full potential. It allows us to acquire new knowledge, refine our skills, expand our perspectives. And as we learn, we can equip ourselves with the tools to tackle challenges that will innovate and help us make informed decisions. Now, I talk a lot on this podcast about embracing a growth mindset because that is the foundation for this transformation journey on personal and business growth. By believing in our capacity to learn and improve, we can break free from those self-imposed limitations that are going to continue to open doors of endless possibilities. You know how much I talk about mindset. I truly believe it's the foundation of any type of success in business and in life. So when we learn from our failures, I often talk about how fail fast, fail forward, fail often. Well, it's equally vital to learn from these failures. Rather than viewing them as defeats, I need to remind you to recognize them as stones towards growth. We need to use them as every step we take on a ladder, on an escalator. Everywhere that we have fallen down, we get back up. That is growth, my friends, because they become important opportunities for reflection, insight, and refinement. Because approaching failures with a learning mindset, we transform setbacks into valuable lessons that will propel us forward. That's the momentum we're often talking about here on the podcast. Now, continuous learning doesn't happen in isolation. It thrives within a network of like-minded individuals. That's why we have to be around our peers. That's why we attend industry functions. That's why we go out and do networking meetings. Because building a community of learners and mentors, we gain valuable support, inspiration, and accountability. Engaging in conversations and collaborating with others will help us grow, and it will enrich us in our perspectives. And friends, it keeps us in the forefront of innovation. However, amidst this pursuit of this knowledge and this, we want to always do better and be better, It's crucial that we strike that balance between learning and implementation. While learning can equip us with insight, it's the application of the knowledge that we do and take and implement that will move us forward. Many of you heard me say many, many times that when we go to conferences and when you hear speakers like myself, don't do exactly what we're saying, how we did something, but listen to the parts that resonate with you and the journey that you're on, where you are right now, and take those little nuggets. That's the recipe for success for you and your journey. But you have to implement them. To go to a conference and sit and listen, to take a course, to read a book, it's all great. And you do learn something from that. But it's when you implement what you learned and when you implement it and you find another way to make it work differently, or you implement something and you're like, wow, I never saw that opportunity. It's implementing that is what will help you succeed. You have to channel this wisdom and put it into action fearlessly. Embrace the challenges that come along when you put these things into action, but be ready to embrace the opportunities that come that way as well. So I'm going to encourage you that are listening in today to create a learning plan that is tailored to your specific business goals. This is a powerful way to stay motivated and will help you focus on your own personal entrepreneurial journey. As creative entrepreneurs, each of us, you know this, have unique aspirations. We have different challenges. We have different outcomes we want. We have different dreams for our businesses and for our lives. So, a well crafted learning plan that will serve as a roadmap that will guide you towards success while nurturing personal and professional growth. So, here are 10 ways or ideas that I want you to implement. So, just give it a try and implement these to create your own customized learning plan. So take them, find the nuggets, mix them all up, and then come up with your own recipe. Okay, friends? Here we go. Number one, reflect on the current knowledge and skills. Engage yourself to begin to learn a plan by taking a moment to reflect on already something that you know how to do. What is a skill set that you're good at? What areas do you feel confident in? What aspects can you improve on? Understand that this is just a starting point because then when you identify these areas, then you're going to know what you need to learn on most. So, number one, reflect on your current knowledge and skills. Write down what you do good, write down what you do well, write down what you can improve on. Then, number two, identify your business goals. What is it that you want to do? Be clear, be purposeful, be driven by your business objective. Know where you want to go. You may not know how to get there, but at least know where you want to go. I encourage you to define short term and long term goals for what you want to work on. So, identify business goals, number two. Now, if that might be increasing revenue, that might be expanding your client base, that might be launching a new program or a new product or hiring one, two, or three new people. But know where you want to go, know what you want to do. Again, you may not know how to get there, but identify these business goals. Now, number three, prioritize the areas for development. With these business goals, steps one and two in mind, I want to prompt you to identify the key areas of the knowledge and skills that you need to do to work on these areas. Maybe it's marketing, maybe it's sales, maybe it's financial, leadership. Heck, maybe it's just learning the latest technology that came out last week. Emphasize the importance of understanding and focusing some energy on these areas of development that will align with your business goals. Number four, seek learning resources. I mean, this plan that we're creating is only as effective as the resources that you go out and find or the connections that you make. So, this is where I encourage you to really start looking at some places, networking, webinars, heck, podcasts, books, industry events. I want you to find places that you can submerge yourself in. Be that fly on the wall. Go try something new. Go meet something new. Go around some other people that are like minded and share your interest. And then start making those connections. Finding that industry event, or again, listening to different podcasts. Don't be afraid to step outside of our industry to get some help, maybe with marketing or financial planning or something that you know that the industry that you're in does well, but it's not resonating with you. We can learn so much by stepping outside of our industry. We have lots of knowledge in our wedding and event industry, friends, but whatever creative industry you're in, seek some information outside it. Make those connections. Start building that resource, right? Because that's going to start building your learning library. Number 5, embrace diverse learning methods. Now, it doesn't have to be confined to traditional classrooms, as we talked about. You can find plenty of webinars. We live in a world right now. Think about all the things that are happening with us. At the time of this recording, ChatGPT and AI is really starting to break through. So you need to start learning those things. Learn through experimentation. You can't do anything wrong when you try something, so don't be afraid to try it. Again, this goes into your networking, and don't be afraid that part of your learning plan can also be being a mentor. You will remember how much you know, and you will be so thrilled by how much you know when you start sharing that with others. That can be part of your diverse learning method. I encourage you to find methods that help you. I have a learning disability, so reading for me is very difficult, but I can listen and I can learn other ways. I learn by watching habits. So whatever you can find that's going to help you learn, I want you to go seek that. Again, I encourage you to embrace diverse learning methods that will suit where you are now and where you want to go. And remember, don't be so hung up on, is it traditional? There's lots of new ways to learn these days in the world that we live in. So number 6 is to set measurable milestones. All these learning plans in this list should be actionable and measurable. Don't put such a big thing on there that is, let's say, for example, a 60,000 foot square new warehouse to house my 7,500 new event rentals, or give me a brand new movie set to record movies and do videography. Those are lofty goals. Those are aspirational goals. But for here, I want you to put actionable and measurable goals on your list. I want you to think about milestones that you've accomplished and then deadlines for achieving new goals. This will help you keep track, and it'll also keep you motivated, because lots of times when we make these lists, we get derailed, or we get unmotivated, or we just lose interest because we make our list too hard. So set measurable milestones. What are the things that you want to do? In 3 months, I would like to do this. That's a milestone you want to reach. Now give yourself the deadline to do that. Again, lofty, big goals, the ultimate goal is great. But for this list, let's work on how you can continue to learn and grow. And this setting measurable milestones is a simple way to keep you on track. Number 7, stay open to adaptation. Adaptation. I'm going to mess it up talking, friends. Remember that your plans should be flexible and adaptable. As they progress and as you progress on your journey, your goals are going to change. Where you want to go is going to change. Maybe you 6 weeks, 6 months into this plan, and even if you think about where you started your business 1, 3, 5, 10, whatever years ago, you might be in a different place. Your plans change because you open, you grow. I want you to stay open to adaptation and adapting to what might change along your journey. Your business goals and how you want to learn are going to evolve. So embrace the change that comes along with growth. Embrace the change that comes along with being flexible and adaptable. And so on this list, learn to be adaptable. Give yourself some grace, just like you're giving me grace for messing up that word, right? So change, your plans will change. Be ready for that change. Open it. It's hard, accept it. It's easy, accept it. But your learning plans will change accordingly to your goals and how you go about achieving them. Number 8, I really want you to cultivate that supportive learning community. We talk all the time here about surrounding yourself with people that are doing what you want to do and that will cheer you on, like myself, but will also be the first one there to pick you up when you fall and tell you can keep doing it. Not do the work for you, but encourage you and believe in you and remind you that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. I tell you this all the time, listeners. You're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Success is going to come to you. Success has come to you. You're still doing what you love doing, and it might be frustrating and you might get depressed and you might get negative on yourself. Throughout this podcast, all these years, and throughout the Be Fabbo, Motivated Be Fabbo program, I am here for you. And that's what we work on. So cultivate that supportive learning community. This is not a solitary endeavor, friends. You've got to seek out like minded individuals, mentors, accountability partners who are going to support you and inspire you on your journey of entrepreneurship, but also on your learning journey. So get with somebody, be accountable. Hey, Susan, I'm taking Bobby's 3-month coaching course. Hold me accountable. Or hey, I'm taking Bobby's Boxer Day. Find somebody to hold you accountable. That's how we learn and that's how we grow. Find a supportive learning community in addition to the community you have around that helps you build your business and your life. Number 9, I want you to celebrate your achievements, big and small. You hear me talk about it all the time. If you've heard me on stages, you've heard me on podcasts, guests as a podcast, you hear me say it over and over. Celebrate every single win, big and small. That's how we stay motivated. Motivation is fueled by failure and by achievement. Which one will drive you? They both can. So every inch of learning that you do, every new task that you accomplish, every new technology that you conquer, when you are trying to fix something on your website and woohoo, you made it work, bam, celebrate it, friends. And when you had the brave intention and you set your intentions to say no to a client or no to a job because it wasn't aligned with your core values, celebrate the power in saying no. I need to encourage you to acknowledge and celebrate all your accomplishments along the way. So positive reinforcement is just going to fuel you and your motivation that you'll keep learning and growing. And last, I'm going to ask you to admit to lifelong learning. This doesn't have to have an endpoint. Remember Henry Ford, 20 or 80? Thrive as creative entrepreneurs, we have to embrace the mindset of lifelong learning, continuously seeking knowledge and skills that keep us moving forward. Remember, our goals might change. Technology could change our goals. We're driving our bus, friends, and we might want to stop here to check something out. Be brave to check it out. Be adaptive to check it out. We're going to keep learning every single day, every single client we learn from, every wedding pro we learn from. This is growth, life lessons we grow from. So I want you to know there's not an end point. I want you to keep learning. Be committed to always finding something to learn and celebrate when you do and celebrate when you don't. It is so much easier to celebrate the wins than it is to celebrate the losses. And as a sports person, many of you know that the sports is always going to be a driver for me. I learned just as much when I lost, and I celebrated that as I did when I was winning. I actually learned more when I lost. I knew I needed to grow or change. How could I be a better team leader? How could I be a better person on the team? What did I need to do? But what did I do right? What can I improve on? That's the 10. That's the 10 list. That's what I want you to put on your list, friends. And the Be Fabbo community, we understand the value of continuous learning because together we celebrate progress and acknowledge that growth is not a destination, but it's a lifelong journey. So can you commit with me on this path of continuous learning where we can empower each other to be the best version of ourselves and that we can achieve remarkable heights of fabbleness and success in both our business and our life? Can you do that with me? Shake your head up and down, friends. Remember, in this world of entrepreneurship, especially in the creative world, those who never stop learning and growing are the ones who will truly thrive. Thanks for joining me in this episode of Entrepreneurial Growth and Learning and creating a plan and a list for yourself. Now let's continue to be our own heroes, right? We have to continue to be our own heroes and keep exploring and keep listening for upcoming segments of the Be Fabbo Podcast, friends, because I got a lot to share with you for the rest of this year. At the time of this recording, we're getting ready to start in August of 2023. I got a lot more to share with you from my learning in my personal life here in the last few months. So stay tuned, stay motivated, and keep being Fabbo. And together, let's continue to support each other and achieve greatness. All right, my friends? And as a reminder, I won't let you go. If you need a mindset or confidence reset, and are ready to transfer your business and life, I'd be honored to be your coach to get you moving in the direction that you want to go. But just some clarity and guidance is all it might take. Just somebody else to listen to and to ask some hard questions. It might be all it needs to reset your mindset and your confidence. And if you need a speaker for your conference and your group, well, then let's chat about motivating and empowering your audience. It's one of my favorite things to do and ways to communicate. Reach out to me via email, text, send me a DM. Can't wait to hear all about you and your business and the impact that you are making. That's what I got for you today, friends. Continue being Fabbo, and remember, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And I'll see you next time in another episode.